So we will move on to a keynote, and our guest speaker is Mr. Seiji Kihara, Deputy Secretary General and Special Assistant to the Policy Research Council, Chairman of the Liberal Democratic Party. And the title of his keynote speech is Cultivating Innovators in Asset Management. Please give him a big round of applause.
ではお願いいたします。
Over to you, Mr. Kihara. Thank you for your kind introduction. I'm Kihara, a member of the House of Representatives. Thank you very much for giving me this wonderful opportunity. On the 1st January, there was a major disaster on Noto Peninsula. I would like to express my heartfelt condolences and sympathy to the victims and the affected families, and I would like to my heart goes out to them. Thank you once again for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much for having me. Since the start of the Kishida administration, it's been almost 2 years. Invest in Kishida has been the banner. And we have been trying to promote the attractiveness of Japan as an investing destination. And by attracting capital, we want to translate that into the Japanese economic growth. And Prime Minister Kishida has been spearheading implementing policies. And this has always been the posture. And this posture continues on. And 2.5 years ago, I proposed as a piece of economic policy of Kishida administration that was a new form of capitalism. It's very difficult to describe what this is amount, not just depending on the private sector's cost cutting, but public-private partnership should be used to promote wage increase, and innovation should be used to overcome societal challenges so that this can be translated into engine of growth. So impact generation, this is the basic concept of a new form of capitalism. Thanks to your support, we are seeing a wage increase the highest in the 30 years and more than 100 trillion yen. Active investment is taking place as we speak, and the share prices, as you see, we have positive signs. We are seeing. So we are now seeing positive signs everywhere in Japan. Finally, the Japanese economy is emerging out of low prices, low wages, low growth to sustained wage growth and active investment-led growth-driven economy. We are now having a major opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity we are facing. And this year will be a moment of truth. And what we are planning to do is to accelerate the policy implementation. And here I'm here to talk about policies, but talking about policies will take 120 minutes. So let me focus just on Kishida administration's economic policy pillar, which is asset management-oriented nation. How we are going to realize that from the government and LDP's perspective. Asset management, I am interested in household asset management. As you know, the Japanese economy has been weak. 60% of GDP is consumption. Household consumption is weak. That is why Japanese economic growth has been weak. So deflation, household income has not grown due to deflation. And under the new form of capitalism, wage increase is the biggest main target. But wage increase, in a sense, is about flow income, but there is a stock side of income, asset effect. We need to promote, encourage increase in financial assets. That's what's the starting point. So household has to form asset stably. So transformation from savings to investment, and that kind of a system we need to come up with. That was the start of the plan. Since 1999, 2001, I was at the UK Treasury. I was there on a secondment basis, and back then, UK introduced ISA. Since then, a Japanese iteration of ISA is something that we have been trying to achieve. We have made ISA permanent, and NISA was further strengthened, and the new NISA started in January. So transitioning from savings to investment, we have challenged this objective many times in the past, but I think we are now in a new phase. we have opened up a new chapter, but that is not enough. We still have work to do. And the new NISA program, which it was launched in January, and that is only the starting point. And having new NISA in place, we need to encourage companies to invest in growth, enhancing corporate value, and this should be returned to households as asset income to boost the consumption. So that is the virtuous cycle that the Kishida administration is trying to realize. So during this event, I know that there have been a lot of discussions. Investment chain as a whole should be strengthened and enhanced. Prime Minister Kishida administration have been implementing many different policies, but I should not call it a missing piece. But the biggest piece that we need to implement is enhancement of asset management industry and asset management business. And in December last year, we announced a plan for an asset management-oriented nation to put together a policy package to bring about reform in asset management industry in Japan. As you know, I know that this is like preaching the choir, but from the position of LDP, the ruling party, I would like to talk about the package of policies under the plan for an asset management-oriented nation. In this package, existing asset management capacity enhancement is a priority. For that, in Japan, leading companies in Japan, the large financial groups have a significant role to play, as they have played in the past. Large financial groups have to change their mindset. Group-wide customer maximum interest governance and operational system should be established, and they have to be committed, fully committed to the execution of that reform. In addition, asset management business, I know that you are an expert. They have to be competitive. In order to be competitive, you have to have talent. So highly professional asset management talent should be trained, and group as a whole, this is something that the financial group as a whole should strategically approach. Under the plan for an asset management-oriented nation, large financial groups are asked to position clearly asset management business in their management strategy, enhance the competence for asset management, governance, and organizational strength. And a plan should be formulated, that the plans are asked to be disclosed. As of yesterday, more than 10 financial groups have announced their plans. AUM expansion goals and ensuring professional talent, reviewing personnel affairs and remuneration compensation systems are part of their plans that they have submitted as of yesterday. And we welcome their initiatives. Financial banking, securities, brokerage, insurance, asset management is one of the most important, together with banking, brokerage, and insurance, so that we can bring about sophistication of asset management in Japan. And we're asking for the support of large financial groups. And establishment of product governance is also an important point. Mutual fund investment trust originating asset managers, the best interest of clients should be satisfied with high quality products. That I believe is very important. Anticipated attributes of clients should be set clearly, and distributors should fully understand the attributes of expected client base in conducting their distribution activities, and expected returns should compensate the cost and risks borne by clients at the time of structuring product. Not only at the time of structuring the product, but after distribution, this should be revisited regularly. FSA will come up with product governance principles. That is the plan, and through a set of principles, ensuring transparency and appropriate management of products should be realized. So existing asset managers' competence should be enhanced. That's what I've been talking about. And yet another important factor is new entrants. By allowing new entrants to enter, we can invigorate competition, and existing players will be inclined to further strengthen governance and will try to enhance further their competence and expertise. So new entrants will be an important point. Of course, entries into the asset management industry will be agnostic of nationality. We want to have new entrants, asset management new entrants in Japan as well, in addition to bringing asset managers from abroad. And there are three factors in terms of soliciting new entrants. Japanese industrial practices unique to Japan should be redressed, and special zones for asset management industry should be established. And we need to have a program to promote EMP. We want to promote emerging managers program. In terms of business practices that are unique to Japan, famous one is investment trust NAV dual calculation. I know that you're all familiar with that. NAV asset managers and trust banks both have to calculate NAV, and this has served as an entry barrier. It's been said we are trying to promote NAV calculation by one party. I know that there are challenges that we need to overcome in order to realize that. But if the public and private can form a partnership, we can create an environment conducive for NAV calculation by one party. Turning to special zones, financial investment companies and asset managers from Japan and abroad should be invited, and we want to capture capital from abroad so that we can fully finance startups. And we want to realize an environment in localities to realize capital injected into startups, not just in Tokyo. I know that Ms. Koike, governor of Tokyo Metropolitan Government, was here, but not only in Tokyo, but Hokkaido, Osaka, Kitakyushu. They'll all be keen to join business environment, livability environment, and we want the special zones to play a leading roles. Financial business, living environment related regulatory reforms, and we want English as a widely used language, and we want to support a regulatory reform in growth areas, and those are the things that the national government should lead. The municipalities will give us requests, and we will start a process of selecting special zones, and by the summer of this year, a special zone package, a policy package, will be formulated. That's the plan. And Emerging Managers Promote Program, EMP, asset owners and financial institutions, when they tend to use those asset managers that they have had a relationship with for many years, but that is defensive. We need public-private partnership to facilitate the entry of emerging managers, and that is at the center and front and center of Emerging Managers Program, Japanese situation. A short track record alone should not be a reason to exclude emerging managers. And by utilizing emerging managers, joint development of products with emerging managers is going to be very beneficial for clients. And to discover highly competent emerging managers will also be very important. As far as we in the government are concerned, asset owners and financial institutions, we want them to utilize emerging managers, and we in the government will come up with a list of emerging managers, and we will share case studies. Those are the things that the government would like to do. I know that new entrants will have to satisfy registry conditions, and I know that there are bars, and there is a request for relaxing some of these requirements, but we will pay heed to those requests by emerging managers and new entrants. By making taking these steps, the sophistication of asset management will be achieved, and the gatekeepers can be facilitated. Therefore, we will be there to support emerging managers, new entrants. Next, I would like to talk briefly about stewardship. Main players of capitalism are companies, firms. Corporate governance of companies that should be enhanced, and asset managers and asset owners have to exercise influence over companies. And with companies, asset owners and asset managers are expected to conduct effective engagement. In that regard, the biggest asset owner in Japan is GPIF. Corporate pension funds. But each corporate pension fund has a shortage of professional asset managers. Therefore, we need talent and joint investment included. We want you to change a mindset for efficient investment asset management, and asset owner principle will be important. And there are two things I would like to discuss. Sponsor companies management we have to have a buy-in of sponsor companies management, and sponsor companies management has to commit. In order for the sustainable management of sponsor companies, this is important, and they have to buy in. We need to buy in, and we want to bring the management on board. And GPIF, the biggest asset owner in Japan, and university endowments should also be brought on board. We need to bring them on board. I have been routing through, trying to cover many grounds. As Prime Minister Kishida have said repeatedly on different occasions, asset management is a growth area, and it is a tool to generate a virtuous cycle of the Japanese economy. In a nutshell, a dormant capital should work. The dormant capital should be woken up. That, I believe, is important. And finally, I joined the Ministry of Finance in 1993. So it's been 30 years that I have been advocating savings to investment and sophistication of asset management. It's easier said than done, and I think this is going to be the final chance, a final opportunity, and we will be all in. We will have all hands on the deck as far as we on the government are concerned, and I hope you may have some requests. Please communicate your requests to the Secretariat so that we want to be on the same boat, and we will work towards a shared goal. Sorry, I've run overboard, but with that, I would like to conclude. Thank you very much for your attention. Let me stop there.